Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the class, biology class. Now we will, as I will discuss in our summary slides, that we will going to cover all the chapter of class 9 biology. So let's begin with the chapter 1. The title of the chapter 1 is Introduction to Biology. As you can see, I have written part 1 under it. The reason behind that is that the chapter is too long, so in order to cover all the topics in detail, I have divided the chapter 1 into two parts, part 1 and part 2. So in the part 1 we will cover all the topics up to the Muslim scientist, and that from the level of organization until end we will discuss in part 2. So without wasting further time, let's begin with the chapter 1, Introduction to Biology. So in the chapter 1, the first thing with which we were introduced was the definition of science. So basically, our universe operates under certain principles. For understanding these principles, the experiments were performed and observations are made, on the basis of which logical conclusions are drawn. Such a study is called science. So science is basically experimental based study in which observations are made, and on the basis of these observations logical conclusions are made. So in brief, we can define science as the knowledge based on experiments and observation. So when you will ask about the definition of science, you can simply write it that it is the knowledge based upon experiments and observations. So let's came to our topic, biology. So what is biology? The scientific study of living organisms is called biology. As we have discussed, it is made up of two Greek words, bio mean life and logos meaning thought, disclosure, reasoning or study. So the study of living organisms, either they are plant, animals or fungi, bacteria, algae, viruses, it's all came under the umbrella of biology. So it means that all aspects of life and every type of living organisms will be discussed in the subject biology. So all kinds of life and every type of living organisms is discussed in the subject biology. So for that, the broad definitions, the biology is very grand field. So we have divided it into different branches and divisions. There are major three divisions in biology which study different aspects of life of the major group of organisms. So zoology basically deals with the study of animals, and botany basically deals with the study of plants, all forms of plants. Microbiology on the other hand deals with the microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. So this is the broader division of biology. So biology is furthermore divided into many branches. First of all, first branch of biology is morphology, the study of form and structure, as morpho means form and structure of any living organism is called morphology. It is further divided into two branches or two divisions. When we study the external part of living organisms, it is called external morphology, but when we study the internal parts or of living organisms, it is called internal morphology or anatomy. Basically, when we study the internal parts like organ systems, it is called anatomy or internal morphology. So next division, next branch of biology is histology. Histo means cells and tissues. So the study of cell and tissues with the aid of microscope is called histology. Cell biology, as the name suggests, the study of structure and function of cell and their organelles is called cell biology. While physiology means study of different functions performed by different parts of living organisms is called physiology. Ecology is derived from ecosystem, so the study of organism with its relation to other and their environment is called ecology or environmental biology. what is taxonomy? Living organisms, as we have discussed, are classified into groups and subgroups on the basis of similarities and differences. This is called classification, or taxonomy is the branch of biology in which organisms are classified and given genetic name. So taxonomy basically is a branch of biology which gives scientific names and divide classified organisms. So further branch of biology is embryology, as the word is driven from embryo. As you all know that the embryo is where the development of an organism is happened. So the study of development of an organism from a fertilized egg, which is called zygote, is called embryology. The stage between zygote and newly hatched or born baby is called an embryo. So this is why this branch is called embryology. Genetics, the study of genes, the study and methods and principle of biological inheritance of characters from parents to their offspring is called genetics. What is paleontology? The body part of ancient organisms or their impressions preserved in rock form are called fossils. The study of these fossils is called paleontology. It also includes the study of origin and evolution of organisms. It is further divided into paleobotany, when we study the fossils of plants, and when we study the fossils of animals, it is called paleozoology. So biochemistry is the study of metabolic reactions taken place in living organisms is called biochemistry. These reactions may be constructive or destructive. The assimilation of food is a constructive process, while respiration is a destructive process. So all the biochemical activities taking place in a living organism studies under the umbrella of biochemistry. Biotechnology is the branch of biology which deals with the practical application of organisms and their components for the welfare of human beings. For example, disinfection and preservation of food, preservation of insulin and biogases from bacteria synthesis, etc. came under the umbrella of biotechnology. Next branch is immunology, is the study of immune system of animals which defend the body system against invading microbes. This is the field from which vaccines are being made or everything is going on. And entomology, it study insects. Pharmacology, as the name suggests, study of drugs and their effects on human system. Parasitology deals with parasites, study of parasites. Environmental biology, as we discussed, it deals with the study of interaction between organisms and their environment. Social biology is a branch of biology which deals with the social behavior of animals that make societies, is the study of drugs and their effects upon the systems of human body. The next topic is the relationship of biology with other sciences like chemistry, physics and maths. As this picture shows, the biology is when it comes with interaction with chemistry, it is made a branch called biochemistry, or in which photosynthesis and respiration are studies. When it came with environment, it formed with its ecosystem, and when it is studied with maths, it's from biostatics or biometric and so on. So let's discuss it with. In ancient times, there was no distinction of biology and other sciences. Different fields of sciences like biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics are met together in the writings of ancient scientists. In ancient times, these subjects were studied under one head, that is called science, but with the passage of time, the science developed and very huge scientific knowledge was driven, and so different branches were made. However, even today, the interaction of these branches cannot be denied. So when bio is interacted with physics, it forms a new branch, it is called biophysics. So the study of various biological phenomena according to the principles of physics is called biophysics. For example, movement of muscles, bones based upon principles of physics. So biochemistry, as we have discussed it earlier, when we study different biochemicals like carbohydrates, proteins and nucleic acids which are found in the living organism cells, and hundreds of underlying chemical reactions that is taking place in organism cells, is called biochemistry. Biometry is the data which is obtained from observation and experiments on living organism. When it is analyzed by various statistical methods, mathematical methods, this is called biometry or biomathematics. Biogeography is the study of plants and animals on the basis of their geographical distribution. Bioeconomics is the study of living organisms from economic point of view. It includes the cost of effectiveness, etc. So this paved the ways of different careers in biology like medicine and surgery, fisheries, agriculture, animal husbandry, horticulture, farming, forestry and biotechnology. These are the major careers in biology, and there are further subdivisions in these careers. So as we are familiar with medicine and surgery, they are huge contribution to human with doctors, nurses, staff, etc. And they are huge contribution of different medicines being made by biotechnologists and bioinformatics, etc. Their fisheries, they have a huge form of fishes being hybrided, and agriculture is the backbone of the country like Pakistan, and there are major contributions of biology, as botany is a major part of biology. Animal husbandry deals with the different household domestic animals which came under the umbrella of animal sciences. Horticulture is the different domestic plants and flowers that we grow, and farming like wheat, rice and different. Forestry is the major contributor to human beings, and biotechnology uses different viruses, bacteria, and used for the welfare of humankind. Now, in the first chapter, the Islamic concepts about the origin of life has been discussed, as we get much information about the origin of life from our holy book. First, it gives us the concept that the ultimate creator. The first thing learned from the teachings of Quran is that Allah is the ultimate creator of everything, whether plants, animals, or non-living things. As it is said in the Quran, Surah Zumar, Ayat 62, Allah is the creator of all things and He is guardian over all things. Not only plants, animals and non-living things and human beings, but also the heavens and the whole universe has been created by Allah. So the origin of life, as many times discussed in the Quran, that is originated from water. The second important fact that we get from Quran is that the Allah has created everything from water, as it is said in Surah Anbiya ayat 30, we made everything from water. Viruses, bacteria, algae, fungi, different plants, all animals and humans are all living things. According to Quranic verses, all diverse living things were created from water. And the next thing we get from the Quran is the common origin. From above mentioned sayings of Allah Azawajal, there is an indication of common origin of living things, or we can at least say that all living things have come out of water. The next thing we get, that the creation of men was discussed in the Holy Quran, as is said in the Surah Rahman, Ayat 14, He created men from clay like the potters. It seems that there are following two stages of creation of men. Creation from water, the first created thing on mixing with clay was transformed into more advanced beings. The same can also be applied to other animals, because there are certain similarities between structure of man and other animals. In vertebrate animals, the structure of digestive system, respiratory systems, blood circulatory, excretory system and reproductive systems are similar to greater extent. Although difference in other details, reproduction in living things, or once the life had been created, Allah implemented the process of reproduction for the continuity of animals and other organism races. The various stages of reproduction has been discussed in Surah in the following way. In the Surah Al-Mu'minun, Ayat 14, then fashion we drop a clot, then fashion we clot a little lump, then fashion we the lump bones, then clothe the bones with flesh. Now we get the evidence of classification and evolution from the holy book, as in Surah Nur ayah 45. Allah has created every animal from water. Some of them creep upon their bellies, others walk on two legs, and others on four. Allah creates what He pleases. He has power over all of this. And there came upon man any period of time in which he was a thing unremembered. This was ayah number 1 of Surah Dahr. The close study of above sayings of Allah reveals that all animals had a common origin, but then gradually underwent changes afterwards and become different from each other. For example, animals become crawlers, some bipedal and some other tetrapods. The present animals are advanced form of the past animals who achieved this from after passing through many changes. So their great contribution of Muslim scientists in the field of biology. I have made it a table for it so you can easily remember their time period, their books and their contributions. First one is Jabir bin Hayyan. His period was 721 to 815 AD. His famous books were Al-Anbat and Al-Hayawan. The plant study and animal study. He studied the life form of plants and animals and wrote many books about them. Abdul Malik Asmal, 740 to 828 AD. His famous books are Al-Khalil, Al-Ibil, Al-Shah, Al-Wahush, Khalqul Insan. He described the body structure and function of horses, camels, sheep, with wild animals and human beings in detail. Next one is Abu Usman Umar al-Jahiz. His time period was not known, but his famous book was Al-Haywan. He explained the characteristics of about 350 species of animals. He wrote on the field of ants especially. Al-Farabi and Abu al-Qasim al-Zarawi, 870 to 950 AD. Al-Nabatat al-Haywanat. He was his famous books. The above mentioned books were written by Al-Farabi. On the other hand, Al-Zarawi was famous for removal of stones from the urinary bladder. So next one is Ibn al-Haytham, 965 to 1039 AD. His famous books are Al-Manazir and Mizanul Hikmah. Both of these books were famous and well known at their time. These books were translated into Latin, Hebrew, Greek and other Western languages. He explained the structure and function of eyes and suggested the camera as a side of vision. Abu Ali Sina was famous Muslim scientist. His period was 980 to 1037 AD. Al-Qanun fil Tib al-Shifa was his famous book. He wrote about plants, animals and non-living things in one book. He was expert in mathematics, astronomy, physics and paleontology. Ibn al-Nafis, his contribution is blood circulation in the human body. Ali ibn Isa, he worked on structure and function of eye and about 130 diseases of eyes and other treatments. So next topics will be covered inshallah in the part 2 of chapter 1. So stay tuned to Subject Expert and do subscribe and like and share the video. Thank you.